Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fangirlz Assemble. It's us. We're Fangirlz, and we've assembled. We're assembling.
That's right. That's right. Look at this cool background.
I know.
It's so on theme. You picked the perfect background. Look at you.
Yeah, because it's from the thing that we're talking about.
It's like from the thing.
It's from the thing. Cosmoknights.
You know where you could get the thing we're talking about?
Where?
Both things we're talking about, in fact. Volume 1 and 2, InStockTrades.com. The best place to get your collected editions because, one, they're a great sponsor. Check them out. But two, how great are these deals? Should we look?
So great.
There were new releases that came out yesterday.
Well,
there's stuff going on.
Let me open it up. I have to tip out the whole thing because it brings up Instagram first. I'm going to put the first few things in there. Let me share my screen. Hello, Kristan and James. I hope you're good.
What a great song.
I know. We got some deals of the week. We got the second Dr. Afro omnibus. So I'm gonna have to get that.
I am too. And
40. That's $40 for an
Come
omnibus.
on, you guys.
Isn't she gay in this?
Is she?
I think I heard that.
I love that.
Adventures of Red Somna.
You love Red Somnia.
I love Red Somna. Adventures of Red Sonia omnibus. Very exciting.
You need that.
You know, she's my girl, even though I said it wrong. Listen, your girl had to work all day.
It's okay.
I'm a big professional lady. You can't tell right now by my Frankie t-shirt, but just trust. Ballad of Halo Jones. I've never heard of that, but I like this cover.
Yeah, it looks cool.
We got some new Batgirl. We got whatever. This is Betty Page Alien Agenda. I'm down. Don't need to know. Blanket's 20th anniversary edition.
I'm very excited for that.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
That's a big game right there.
And you know, if you hit more new releases, you'll get the rest.
And I will.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's just does it count if you lose your virginity to an android? Volume 2. We've all been waiting.
I think we've been waiting.
Finally.
Wow.
Doomsday with My Dog. I did see this at Second Charles and we're looking through. It does look pretty interesting.
It looks so cute too, and it's full color.
I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh, Elden Ring official art book. I know lots of people who are very excited for that here. Oh, well, Chris, after you read it, let me know how it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Elon says it's Alan Moore.
Oh, well, never mind.
Well.
JK for me.
Ooh, Go Leaves Ranger. I've been wanting to read these really bad. And One Up's Damage. 60% off, you guys. Oh, something for you. Something for us. They look like their friend. Oh,
I don't know what you're pointing at.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. It's weird. Sometimes it shows mine, sometimes it doesn't. I said, don't. I don't need a happy ending.
Gotcha.
This sucks because I'm like circling things with my mouse, but you can't see.
I know. I was like, what are we referring to? Because those both look gay beside each other. So.
Yeah. Well, Harley Quinn we know is gay.
Yeah.
No, that book's good.
Right.
Let's see what else we've got here. The Night Captain is new princess to be.
Oh. As we do.
You know. Of course. Memoirs of a Man in Pajamas. I don't know what that is, but that sounds great.
I do want to read that. Yeah.
Oh, Mayuriko Chan. I've been dying to read Mayuriko Chan. I know Tina's reading it.
Get it.
I would read so bad.
Add it to cart live.
Nailbiter Compendium. That's new.
Yeah, and that'll probably be pretty fun. I mean,
is that new?
We've read it, but
oh yeah, I was like, is there more Nailbiter that came out?
There is. There's like another trade, at least, maybe several by now. I'm very out.
I wonder if it's good.
Yeah,
because I love Nailbiter.
I do too. People have opinions.
Oh yeah, you would like Nichijou.
Yeah,
that's up here. You would like it. It's really funny.
Love that.
God, saving 8,000 gold in another world for my retirement. Too real. Listen, if I had the opportunity to be an isekai and I just worked really hard in another fantasy world just so I have money for this one, fine. You know, it's tough. It's tough out here. I don't even know why I talk like this. Vengeance of Vampirella. Who knows if that's good? Because you know it's half and half of it. Well, actually, 70-30.
Probably isn't good.
And yes, I catch the time where we looked at Monday. But yeah, some good picks this time.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that we are. And there's Yuno down here. She's dead.
Oh, don't say that.
No, obviously not. I wouldn't be here right now.
It'd
if
be
that was
weird if you were streaming during that. But there's questionable people out there.
She's
so.
breathing. Sometimes she's so still that I'm like, but she's just naps real hard. Anyways,
Love
we are
that.
here to talk about Cosmoknights. We have reviewed
Yeah.
Volume 1 before, but now Volume 2 is out.
That's
I
right.
want the first one to a friend somewhere.
These are my library copies. And the Volume
Woo.
2 is so much chunkier than the first one.
It's
I
a lot.
love that. Love that.
Nice, chunky floppy. You can read this online on Hannah's website. So you can read all this for free. But these are nice trades. I do recommend picking them up.
It's true. They have French flaps. We love a French flap.
We love a French flap. Absolutely. So we are continuing with these. You could call them space pirates. I think you could also say that it's less piratey and more like.
I mean, the back of this does say for this ragtag band of space gays. So
they are space gays. Yeah, that is true.
We love that.
We love that for them. But we ended off because you and I had reviewed the first volume together. The quick of it is that they say bonjour when you open them. The French flaps, everyone. So basically, imagine sort of more of like a feudal time, but set in space. So like same concept you would see in a lot of like A Knight's Tale. I think it's like medieval times, right? Where you have people that are jousting, they're having these big scenes in order to win a princess's hand or something like that. So basically, in this universe, there's a princess on all these different planets, and they are used as business deals. But they're also used as like a public spectacle, where different people can have people fight on their behalf to win these space battles with mech suits in order to win the opportunity to marry a princess. Technically, any person can join, regular people, but typically it's who can afford to pay someone else to fight for them. And so this group have taken upon themselves to enter these as if they're entering for someone else, win, and so that they can free these princesses, take them somewhere else so they can make plans for their own life. And our main girl, she helped free her best friend, who's maybe more, I don't know, who was a princess when she was younger, and ends up sort of running into this group. She's a mechanic. She's like, whoa, these guys are cool. And she leaves planet with them. So that's basically the quick of it. And they kind of pick up people along the way.
Right.
One person who is a hacker who probably developed an AI system, not confirmed. She's a kind of like a lady of mystery, very cool. They pick up a princess after they won her, and a kind of unwilling princess at the beginning.
And her wonderful cat animal thing.
Percy.
Yeah. Love Percy.
And then they run into people along the way. So it's a very interesting group here. So that's what we're dealing with. So you and I, we read the first book. We loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot of predictions and hope for the second one. I already saw how you rated the second one on Goodreads. I'm not surprised, but I'd love to hear some like your bigger thoughts about the second book. Like, how do you feel it was continued? Are you liking the direction?
Yeah. So I loved the first one. I loved rereading the first one too. It was nice to jump back into it. I'd forgotten what happened at the end of the first one. And, we get a lot of backstory with our main character and Tara, who's that princess. She helped, escape. And she's learning, especially at the beginning of the second volume, that, oh no, that's maybe a mistake that she made. She receives this like communication where she didn't know her friend had sent it back then. And then she was like, hey, come get me. Don't leave me alone out here. Which is heartbreaking. So, the whole time, the first one or the second one, I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to meet her, right? Like, what's going to happen?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't wait for them to get back, to meet each other again. Like, what's going to happen? We keep getting flashbacks. I love let me find this, the cute little flashbacks of them as children.
It's so cute.
We're so cute. And for anyone who doesn't know, like, against the art of now, it's quite different in a good way. So I loved seeing those little flashbacks. And how they met up again was kind of perfect, right?
Yeah.
Because we do get to meet Tara again, and we get to figure out like what she's been doing this whole time. And I love that kind of little twist because it's not
Total
what we
badass.
expect at all. Yeah. And she's so cool, and we still like this really set up things and continued things in a way that if anyone was on the fence after that first volume, like you would no longer be. One, I kind of doubt it. But two, I mean, it just expanded everything. It added characters, but it wasn't like overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Each character made sense, and I feel like everyone, like, for lack of a better way to put it, everyone leveled up in this book. Okay?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like they all grew, they all got stronger, their personalities were fleshed out, and somehow, and there were a lot of the basic concept of what you said. Like people may be like, well, what about these princesses and what they want? And that's basically what we're dealing with in the second volume, which is like an interesting thing too, because they're like, wow, I thought we were doing the right thing, and like maybe we weren't, and like how do we create real change? Which is such a great kind of allegory for like a real life and what we're doing, right?
Oh,
and like
perfect.
it's like, how do we create real big change on a big level for something that everyone's bought into and everyone's like doing, even though it's terrible? How do we fix it? How do we change it? And they're like, hey, we're gonna risk our whole life for this. Like, this needs to change, and this is all we can do. So that is so fun to see them like all gather together to like try to actually make a change. And I really look forward, if the volume 3 isn't like double this size, I just think they should keep expanding every volume. That would be great.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I, same going with you. I think that's my favorite part of this, because like on its premise, you're like, okay, these princesses are being basically married off through contest. That sucks. Yeah, you should save them from that. Even the message in the first book, a lot of it is like princesses can save themselves. Princesses can help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So really, it works in kind of contest to that. And yeah, this whole book, a lot of it's just like, wait a second, because our main girl, I had notes from the last time I talked about this, Pan. The whole time she's like, this is my one good thing. I know I've done well. It was worth everything I went through, and now I have to doubt it. And then the princess they get was like, hey, my planet was depending on me for this. I have no power on my own, but it's through this that I could maybe make a change. And you didn't ask me if that's what I wanted. Now my people are going to get the resources that they need. And then you have other girl, Rose, is like, hey, it's the system. It's us giving if we support the system, right? If we believe in the system, we're giving the power. It only has as much power as we give it. So good. The layers on layers on layers on layers, everything that's happening in this book is what makes it so exciting. So it's like, here's your first bit. This is fun. This is great. Mm-hmm. Actually, have you really thought about the implications and the ethics of all of this? And it's like, whoa.
It becomes like a much deeper conversation, but not even in an overwhelming way. Like, I feel like people watching, if they haven't read this, I think they could be like, oh, that sounds like a lot. It may be like complicated, maybe even boring, but like the way it's told is so easy to grasp. And again, we expanded our friend group here, our whole like little gang that we have, but not in an overwhelming way. Like, so often, I mean, I don't know about you, but like I get overwhelmed with a large cast. I'm like,
absolutely,
yo, I don't know who's who. I don't know what's happening. I can't remember all these names. That is not what's happening here. The way Hannah writes is just like perfect for the story. Like, it's just so well done. And it got me in such a spacey mood. Like, I got done with this and I was just like, okay. I jumped into that Star Wars book I'm reading, and I'm like, I get it, because of space.
Space is how
space, man.
Yeah, it's so fun because everyone is so distinct. And then everyone just like slowly fills a role on the ship, which I love when that happens. Because you've got like you've got your navigator, right? You got your captain of the ship. You've got your like muscles. You've got your you have your mechanic. You've got your hacker. And then you've got like more of a diplomat with the princess who's like, hey, you guys don't even know what the current politics of this planet that you're going to. Did you even consider that before you made this plan? Like, oh no. Perfect. Like, and now we have this new piece added that's very cool. Very Utena of them, it almost feels like. It's very, I don't know.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh, absolutely. And what a way, like the cliffhanger from the first book doesn't even compare to this one.
No.
But they were both like so intriguing that it makes you be like, wow, yeah, I have to like keep reading this. I will definitely be buying my own at some point. I don't know why I haven't at this point, but I want to support it because it's just so good.
Well,
It's just
they're
so well
really
done.
good quality trades too, which
Yeah.
I keep bringing up because the art, and you can see our background right now is from the book. The art's incredible consistently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Consistently,
Just
art's incredible.
beautiful
Let
in
me
all the ways. Yeah.
highlight you if I can find my mouse. There we go. The colors are amazing. The backgrounds are amazing.
Yep.
All the thought work that goes into things like the ship, right? The environments, and then continuing the characterization of everybody to where they are so distinct. Like, look at that fight scene. It's good.
Yeah.
It's fun. Oh, I undo it again.
No, I was just gonna say, like, you're right, because like fight scenes can often be like, for me, I'm not a huge like action person. Like,
Me
that's not
either.
why I'm in this. But they were so cool to watch and look at, and it's like, just it's
So
perfect. I don't know. I don't usually say that, but it really is.
it really, I mean, it is. It definitely suits our taste for sure, but I think it'll suit the taste of a lot of people that otherwise wouldn't be picking this up. Because if you like space things, you're gonna like this. If you just like good characters, you're gonna like this. If you're in for just like a really nice collected edition, this is also just very nice on its own. This is from Top Shelf Productions. It's $24.99 retail, which is a great price for all of this.
Yeah, it's a big one, especially
Yeah.
the second volume. Can we just talk real quick about? I love how I feel like this doesn't happen a lot because there is tons of action here. There's tons of character development. It's everything you want in one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But also, what a great moment we had with two of these characters in particular, where they were just able to like feel their feelings. Right? Like they were crying. And it was a great little moment where they like one of them started crying, the other one started crying because they were crying. It was just such a great moment, and I want to like highlight that because I can't think of that happening very often in the comics I read where we get these little moments like that's real life, like,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like I can relate to that, and they're still like badasses, right? Like they're able to do that and live their life. Like I just love that little moment. That was great.
And it makes you so much closer to everyone. All of these people are very dynamic. They have a lot to them. And they still have time for these fun moments. They still have time for these sad moments. They still have time to be emotional and then go in and save each other. Like an unlikely couple in here that I love very, very much.
Yes.
All the couples in here, so good, but that one in particular I think is my favorite.
I absolutely agree. And those two, like the way they grew. I mean, I talk about character growth in this, but like those two in particular grew so much throughout this volume. And it was so believable. And so like they took what was around them and what people were saying and how they felt about things and just grew as a person. And it was just so cool to see that. Like you just in this book and you love everybody and you're like, I care about all of you and I don't want any of you to die.
Oh, yeah, and plus you had a group that like all had different opinions on things.
Mm.
They were all stretched out everywhere. They all had different views of things based on where they came from, based on their own like ego.
Yeah,
right?
Which so often doesn't happen.
And they still come together and they figure it all out together. So they're like, hey, no, I'm upset because I don't feel, I wasn't thinking this way, but there's truth to you, there's truth to me. Let's figure this all out together. And they butt heads, but not in a way that's like too long. Because, I really struggle with books where I feel like they have to put the fallen in there. I get it. Because it's like the whole ride, it's like when you watch a rom-com, right? Mm-hmm. Eventually, the couple has something to get mad at each other about, and then we have to dig through it because no one's communicating. She doesn't lean on that too long. So when they deal with like a normal way, it's like, oh, you've messed up and now I'm done forever. And we have to sit through it. And I get this weird secondhand embarrassment.
It gives me anxiety when I read.
It gives me anxiety. I've stopped reading books, especially audiobooks, when they do that. Because I can't. It upsets me so much to be in this because it doesn't make sense. Because real people do, but like I don't. So I'm like, I don't understand why I have to listen to you make really dumb decisions. for a really long time for no reason, for a problem that's easily fixed.
Yeah.
And they talk through it, they work through it, and they have respect for each other and like the desire to understand each other.
You
But
talk
still,
about like
they're still okay with the conflict though. The conflict's still there.
right. It's like you said, it's like that's how I think people in real life do not handle situations well. And that's why we have those tropes, right? It's like because that does happen. It's
Yeah.
maybe not as like
Extreme.
extreme or dramatic and stuff. But what a great like just example of how we should be communicating with
Yeah.
people. If you aren't, I mean, it's not on paper to be like a role model for anyone, but I think people can really take something from that, right?
Yeah.
Like you deal with a problem and you communicate and you move on with your life. Like that's how it should be. And if you can't do that, like there's something else going on that maybe you should like figure out with yourself,
Yeah, you can still be vulnerable with each other and go fight people in giant mech suits.
Yeah,
You could be
exactly.
both.
Yeah.
Because how often do you read something and the writers allow space for the characters to do that at all? Tom King. Not that I don't like you, Tom King, but it's a different kind of person, right? Where it's like, no, they're so good because they're unable to. Like that whole argument with Batman, right? Like, oh, Batman needs to be moody and alone forever and never deal with his emotional issues. So because he's effective that way. I'm like, no. He's
No,
not,
yeah.
actually. You're going to trip up more.
We need a balance. Like,
Yeah.
it's like you and I talk all the time about the big two stuff. I want them to go to the grocery store and talk about their feelings and then go fight crime.
Yeah.
I
Go
feel
to
like
therapy. Actually show that you love your sons.
Yeah, I
Because
feel
you
like
do.
yeah, I feel
And
like we're
then
getting that here. You know what I mean? It's the balance. It's the great balance of everything. It's a big world, and you're having fun space adventures, but also there's lovely romance and friendship and communication and feelings.
Yeah. And a giant cat.
Things. Yeah, I
Love
that
that.
cat.
Love him.
I love him so much.
It's so good.
Yeah.
More of this forever. If there's animation studio, they're a fool not to buy this up.
I can't.
If I was Cartoon Network, I saw it, so I'd be like, listen, this is the answer to Steven Universe. You don't have that right now. This is
so
it.
true.
It's and just so true. Really gay. If you need to, put it on a different network, put it on Netflix, whatever. But like, if for Steven Universe people, this is it. This is your next
100%. Thing. I 100% agree. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. Ooh, I see Santa. I see Hannah has a sale in our store. You can get a print of your background. Ooh, I would love that because it would go really well with my Tilly Walden on a sunbeam print.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty.
We're both like Hannah Templar store.
Let me see. No, thank you. Oh yeah, it's on imprint. Oh, it's so nice. They also have. Let me share my screen here. I can't zoom in.
Control scroll. Does that not work? Okay.
Well, anyways, you can kind of see, but
yeah,
that's pretty cool. And then they have.
That's way cool.
They have the background down here and the mechs. That's cool. Oh, all these are great. It's when she won.
Oh, that is super cool.
That'd be. I mean, this is great though. That's a good print to have.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Love that.
Maybe I've got some imprint stuff. That's where I bought like the Tilly Walden print and stuff, and it's really good quality prints.
Love that.
Just put it with an IKEA frame.
Perfect.
Golden.
Yeah.
Golden.
So what we're trying to say is you guys should read this if you haven't. That's all.
I'm surprised we've only been talking for 24 minutes because it feels like longer. I feel like we really killed it, and now we're...
Thank you. Here's the thing. We're not trying to go an hour today. You know that.
Well, and we're not spoiling it either. So that's the other thing.
That's huge, yeah.
We really didn't talk about particulars about what's happening. If you want to see that, you can see me awkwardly talk about it in last week's Ori New Reader. But it's more fun for me not to do it.
Yeah, we don't want to like ruin what's happening for sure.
Yeah, read it. It's free on our website. It's super fun. Buy the book. It's great. I love her so much.
Do you read
anything she does? Huh?
Do you read it on the website? Okay, so it's beyond this at this point, right?
Yeah, so let me see how much of
I'm curious how much beyond we are,
Cosmoknights.
because I may just have to start reading
Yeah,
online.
because it's Cosmoknights.space. Oh, actually, book 3 is coming soon, so it's not out yet.
Oh, when does that come out?
Mm.
Oh, I meant like online. Where are the chapters?
Cosmoknights.space.
No. Where are we in past this? Are we like way past this?
No.
Online?
She hasn't started it.
Okay, so she puts the book out and then puts it online.
But by page, yeah.
Right. So she hasn't started putting it online.
No.
Okay.
But when it is, it'll be on Cosmoknights.space.
Okay,
So basically, since we read book 1, right? For the past couple of years, she's put book 2 up as she's worked on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So like any other webcomic.
So she hasn't started volume 1
No.
or volume 3.
No.
But it's coming soon.
That's what she says.
Okay, so I got confused. I thought you meant the print copy of volume 3 is coming soon, and I was like, "That's crazy."
That would be wild. But look how.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, you can read book 1, book 2, you can buy the books. But it's great. You can subscribe to get more info. It's all split up like this. It's pretty easy. I mean, I've read it before on here. It's been great. So, Cosmoknights.space. Check it out. I love her so much. I think she does forever from now on. I mean, she's knocked out of the park. Like this, plus
Flying Out of Space.
Flying Out of Space.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a talent. It's so good. Like all of these, there's something about her artwork that works so well for me, and it's consistently good. Like I read Invisible Kingdom this week, which I really, really like. That's also a sci-fi. Also has the gays. There's a spaceship, right? But the art is not consistent throughout there. There are parts that feel unfinished, which is a bummer when it's such a good story. There's so much there. And him is a one-person team. Now, again, I'm not trying to dog that person, right? I understand the issues and the pressure of putting out issue to issue, especially when you're probably working on other books. But Hannah's so impressive for what she does, because you and I've read other web comics, and they do have to put out a lot, right? And I don't blame them when they can't consistently keep up the background or like the art style. Totally. I'm like, yeah, sure, this person in the background, who cares? Just flub it, whatever. Hannah's not do that. Hannah's like, here's my shit. It is so good. Here you go. Consistently.
I will say, this first volume, I love the art too, but she got so much better.
Leveled up.
Volume. Like reading them back to back, especially, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this art looks even better. It really does.
It's wild. Just so good. Oh, it's so good. Everyone should read it.
Everyone.
It's the best.
Do yourself a favor. Go get it on InStockTrades.com. You need it in your life. That's all.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be back next week. Not this Sunday, because I will be on vacation in Pigeon Forge.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Chilling in a cabin, yeah?
Yeah.
Love that for you.
I could go to Dollywood, I guess. I don't know what people do there.
I think you should.
I've never been, so I don't know.
I went as a kid, I think, but I don't remember it.
I don't.
I didn't meet Dolly. I don't know. So.
Yeah, and if I'm not going to meet Dolly, what's the point?
I mean, honestly.
Of going to Tennessee, except for Nashville, because it's great.
Yeah.
I just want to read and sit in a cabin, honestly. But we'll be back next week, so we'll start, of course, with our hauls and reads, and then let's just plan the rest when we're there.
Hey, that sounds like a perfect thing we always do.
I love when we do that.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's fun.
It's a good time.
But everybody watch One Piece tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a show tomorrow?
Yes. I was like, what day is tomorrow? Yes, I'll be doing the reading update with Mary at 8 Eastern. Time zones. Yeah. 8 Eastern on my channel, The Comic Slayer. So yeah, that'll be really fun. Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah.
Go read Cosmoknights.
Go read Cosmoknights. Go buy it on InStockTrades.com. Check them
Yeah.
out. Live your life. Do
Your
yourself
life.
a favor. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself. I love people say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Anyways, have a good night. My dog wants my attention. We will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.